I'm very happy that we had an opportunity to open up at home in front of our fans to start out this season. Obviously, we had a tremendous task on the road to open up on the road. So, getting back into our friendly confines is really what I was excited for, as well as just giving our players that opportunity to be back on our home floor, sleep in your own bed, and really be able to show everyone how hard they've been working through COVID and through the summer leading up to now. I'm very proud of particular pieces of our game today. There's other areas we got to get better because we go on the road to our rival in UTSA. But overall, I would say there's some good things that we saw from everyone. Everyone had an opportunity tonight to contribute, and we're not 100% healthy. And so, with that being said, again, there are a lot of positives. Maybe the biggest one tonight for us is that Kennedy moved herself into, I think it was third place now with assists for Texas State University, which is right behind Taylor Deere, which is pretty special. With her getting 6 or 7 tonight, she had 7 tonight. She had 9 at Baylor, so that's awesome.
Coach, you guys held the number 7 team in the country to 7 points, or lost by just 7 points. What were some of your takeaways from that game?
The takeaways from Baylor are that number one, first and foremost, is this team's tenacity, their want to, and their ability to shut out the noise and really focus on what they've been working on, what we've been working on. And that's what I really liked when I saw that in the game, which everybody saw, right? We were down by quite a bit to start out, but we didn't fall, we didn't falter, we didn't fold, and we just kept chipping away, and playing together in a hostile environment. So that's what we saw, that's what we learned. It's part of our identity. There's times tonight that I saw that same, tenacity and want to. And we need to continue. The word tonight was discipline. We need to continue to stay disciplined because towards the end there's some times where I really felt we lost that. Being able to bounce back is going to be really important.
And then, Jaeda got the start tonight. Can you talk about what went into that decision and what it's been like to have her back on the floor?
Well, there's a multitude of things that go into making decisions regarding starting. And we had a conversation with the team before we played Baylor, and that was we want to give our team the best opportunity with the start. So I've always looked at it in Denasia. Actually, Denasia and Jaeda Reed understand this. That for us, it's who starts is very important. You've earned the opportunity to start, but who finishes for us in the game is equally and sometimes even more important as we move forward. So we really need to have those players in lock. So generally, right now in our rosters, there's a rotation of about eight and a half. With Jaeda, Jaeda went into the Baylor game, and I actually asked her. I said, "Jaeda, are you ready? Where do you feel like you're at?" We talked with everyone on the team separately leading up to the Baylor game as far as being able to play in preseason. Where are you at? What is your role? And she's like, "Coach, I'm ready. Like I know it. I feel it." And I like the confidence that she talked about with when she had her opportunity at Baylor. She made use of that opportunity, and she's had great practices. So her consistency leading up to that was important. It also gives us a dynamic back to the basket player, in addition to Lauren, in addition to Chelsea. Right? I was talking earlier with Coach Teamer, who coaches our fours. I said, "Man, this could be a really special group because really and truly you have a group. You have a special player, Denasia Hood, who can really score, but we really have a group where a lot of them could share some quality minutes, and there is absolutely no fall off whatsoever, and that's really special. So Jaeda deserves this opportunity, and she'd make use of it."
Jaeda, what's it been like to be back? How excited are you?
Very excited. Last season I wasn't able to play, and all the energy that I had built from just sitting on the sideline, seeing my teammates out there, kind of transferred over to this season. So.
Gotcha. What were some of the things that you learned during that year off?
How to be a better communicator and a better leader by example, showing my teammates that I can go get this rebound, I can go finish this layup. So.
It seems like the excitement you kind of talked about, it's really been translating onto the court. Where have you kind of seen that work for you?
Really getting up and down the floor. I've been trying to pace myself and get myself in better shape so I can get up and down the floor for my teammates on defense and offense.
Denasia, what's it been like to have Jaeda back?
It's been a real plus. Like Coach G said, we have a lot of people who can come in and give us quality minutes, so it's just nice to know that everybody's always ready to step up and put in work for the team.
What adjustments did you guys take from the Baylor game and brought into this game?
The adjustments, well, we didn't necessarily adjust on this one. We talked about not putting people at the free throw line, right? Baylor went 30 times to our 8. Now, reading between the lines, regardless, right? We need to do a better job of moving our feet, not putting them on the free throw line. So that was part of the game plan. Went into this game, didn't do a good job with that piece of it. Talked about it at halftime, it obviously did a much better job taking a look at it right now on paper. Right, they had 10, we put them to the free throw line one time. So that adjustment was made. It just took us a while to get to that place where we didn't do that. Also, just knowing that we really have to work hard at moving our feet defensively is a big piece of not putting them to the free throw line. I would tell you that's the biggest adjustment that we made from the Baylor game into this game. And outside of that, it's just fine-tuning pieces as far as knowing scouting reports, playing the scout that we have at hand, making sure defensively we're doing what we need to do, and then always understanding that regardless of how people play our ball screen, I really feel like we're in a really good place as a team offensively as far as we've seen every look, right? Baylor ISO, we've seen jams, we've seen traps, we've seen people off and race, we've seen switching, we've seen it all. So just stick with what we do well. We know where we're going to get our looks from. They still have to defend us is something that we want to see consistency with, and they did a good job with that piece of it tonight.
Coach, one thing that seemed different from the Baylor game, y'all took 34 threes in that game, and tonight it was only 14. It seemed like y'all were trying to make a more concerted effort to get into the paint, even against the zone. Can you talk about that kind of adjustment for the team?
And so from the beginning when we noticed they made a change in their lineup, as far as who they started, that's what we talked about. These two women can attest to that we're going to be playing inside out, and what does that look like, right, for us. We talked about offensively how we get those looks, and truly, actually, along with what he asked, another adjustment that we did make is talk about being more patient is what really helped us out at Baylor. Initially, we were taking some quick shots, not necessarily bad shots, right? They were open, but they weren't the right shot at the time. So as that game evolved at Baylor, you saw we moved the ball really well and got to great Texas State looks. So we did the same thing then again tonight is what we talked about, working inside out, working to those open looks. Those threes will be there. We got threes in transition. We got threes in the half court as well. But those are great looking, great comfortable threes, knowing that these young women did a great job, the forward group did a great job at getting inside, getting to the free throw line, and scoring for us. So that was from the very beginning we recognized that, and they followed through with the game plan.
Any other questions?
One last thing for Denasia and Jaeda, a close loss to Baylor and then the big win tonight. How much confidence does that give y'all kind of heading into the rest of the non-conference season?
I think it gives us a lot of confidence as a team. We're just trying to build off the momentum. I think we woke a lot of people up and made a statement as to what this season's going to look like for us, and just continuing to build off that and working hard in practice, and I think we can do some great things this year.
Yeah, I agree. Keeping the momentum coming from Baylor and tonight's win is going to help us in the next couple of practices to prepare for all of our next non-conference games. So just keep competing with each other and yeah.